So you bought a brand new GPIO board from SKAARHOJ, and it should look more or less like this when you take it out of the anti-static bag. And you probably also bought it with an Arduino Ethernet kit. So in order to program it, I need to use the FTDI cable, and you connect it to the connector here on the back. Again, observe the black wire needs to be close to the digital input pins, and the USB end goes into your laptop. I suggest you do it in this order, by the way. Okay, so this is now up and running, and we are gonna disconnect it again, because when we are mounting the shield on the Arduino Ethernet, we are not gonna do it with power on. So just see if we can position this like that on top. Okay. So also we recommend that you're using external power, and now we connect it to the computer again. So I'm assuming that you already have successfully uploaded the basic monitor for your ATEM switcher to confirm that you can program an Arduino Ethernet and that you have access to your ATEM switcher if you're using the GPIO shield for your ATEM switcher. But let's see how we can confirm the connectivity of this shield. So I'm gonna open an example from the SKAARHOJ GPIO 2x8 library. And I'm now assuming that you have downloaded and installed this library, which is the case if you have downloaded the recommended support libraries for our products. So this is the basic GPIO test. What will it do? It will start out by flipping each relay during initialization, and then in the run loop it will flip a relay if you are activating the corresponding input. And on the serial monitor you will be able to read out the state of the pins. Point is that in most of our sketches you will find in the top a description of what the sketch does. So if you can't remember what I said and don't want to watch a long video, then you just read. All right, let's program. Before we do that, always check the board. And the last board I used was an Arduino Mega, so I need to go and select the Ethernet model right there. Okay, and I press upload, it compiles and uploads. We need to open the serial monitor like this. And it tells us that serial is started, and then every second it's doing something here, printing out a value. And actually there's one thing that I would just like to show you quickly. So if you look at this close-up picture, you can see that on the board, and I'm using this wire to point, we have a small LED mounted close to each of these connectors. These are relays. These will, if you connect the tally light, these relays are the ones that are shorting a switch that turns on your tally light. These are called optocouplers, and the optocouplers are the ones transforming and isolating the inputs from the electronics on the board here. Now, these small LEDs will light up if any of the relay outputs are activated, and you actually see that through the initialization. So what I'm doing now on my laptop is simply starting the serial monitor again, because I know that this will reset my board. And you now just saw that all the LEDs were activated. So as this sketch told us in the description, if you short one of the inputs on the connector here, it will flip the corresponding relay. And how do you know the pin connections? Well, if you go to the GitHub repository for this product, then you'll find it. So you go to GitHub and you search for SKAARHOJ Open. If you do that, you find the SKAARHOJ Open Engineering repository. And here you go to PCB design. PCB means printed circuit board, and 2x8 GPIO. And in here you find a JPEG file called Blackmagic-design GPI tally connections. And this is a picture. This is a picture of the original tally box from Blackmagic-design. The 2x8 GPIO shield is compatible on the connector here on the end with the shield from Blackmagic, and this is why I'm showing you this. So now that we need to know which pins to short, we can take it from here and let's see, we want to have GPI in right there. This is number 1 through 8. And it means that we need to find pin number 10 and short it with one of the ground pins. It could be any of these or any of these down here. So we are gonna see, we can see that ground is always on one of the end pins. And then we just need to find pin number 10. Okay, I'm gonna do that on the end of the module. Pin number 10, it seems to be this particular one. So I'm sticking this in there. The other end of my wire goes right here. So now we should notice what happens when I short pin number 10 to ground. And you can see that the LED of GPO, the general purpose output number 1, is now lit. And as we can see on the drawing, if you look at the screen over here, we see from 10, 9, 8, 7, all the way down to 3. These will activate inputs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is a great way to test if all the inputs are working properly. So I'm now moving this up and we should see number 2 activated, number 3 activated, number 4 activated, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And thereby the functionality of the GPIO shield is confirmed on the basic electrical level. And the next step would be to apply it to your particular use case, which could often be working as a tally box for your ATEM switcher.